On July 3rd, the Ukrainian Air Force carried out a second successful strike within a week on the command post of Russia's 8th Guards Combined Arms Army. According to the Ukrainian General Staff, the latest attack also targeted the command post of Russia's 20th Motorized Rifle Division in the Donetsk region. Ukrainian intelligence is continuing to assess Russian losses from the strikes. The military said the use of precision-guided weapons is intended to disrupt the Russian command's ability to plan and conduct operations in the region. The Ukrainian Defense Forces will continue to systematically dismantle the command structure of the aggressor's armed forces, the General Staff said. On June 30th, a missile strike on the same 8th Army command post reportedly killed the Army's chief of communications. Ukrainian sources also claimed the death of the unit's commander, Colonel Ruslan Goryachkin. Ukrainian fighters rigged up a DIY kamikaze drone using a walk-behind tractor loaded with TM-62 anti-tank mines. Low-tech, high-impact. War in 2024 looks wild. Russia's advantage in sheer weapon numbers and firepower has pushed Ukrainians to become more innovative on the battlefield. Lacking mass artillery and armored formations, Ukrainian forces have turned to creative solutions, using 3D-printed drone parts, homemade electronic warfare systems, and improvised weapons platforms. Units often modify commercial drones for kamikaze strikes or build mobile mortar systems on civilian vehicles. This ingenuity, driven by necessity, has allowed Ukraine to punch above its weight, turning limited resources into strategic tools that continue to disrupt and outmaneuver a better-equipped enemy. Ukrainian drone interceptor pilots from the 28th Mechanized Brigade have destroyed 25 Russian UAVs, including rare Cub-2 and Supercam models, as well as Zala, Lancet, and a modified Molnia 2 carrying an anti-tank mine, the unit reports. Ukraine has increasingly relied on interceptor drones to counter the growing threat of Russian UAVs on the battlefield. These fast, maneuverable drones are specially designed or modified to chase down and ram into enemy aircraft, particularly FPV and reconnaissance drones. Operated by skilled pilots, they use real-time targeting data and visual feeds to track and engage hostile drones mid-air. Some are equipped with nets or explosives to disable targets on contact, while others rely on direct impact. Deployed in layered air defense zones near the front and critical infrastructure, interceptor drones give Ukraine a cost-effective and mobile way to protect troops, artillery, and cities from constant aerial threats, especially during mass drone swarm attacks. Widows of those killed in the war thank Putin. President Trump expressed repeated concerns about how many soldiers are dying on both sides of the war. Putin doesn't seem to care, and apparently neither do the Russian widows, if we believe they are truly widows. Ukraine needs this war to end. Ukrainians are the ones who need it to end most of all. Ukrainians want to be alive, not dead. No one in the world is more interested in peace in Ukraine than we are, those who live here.
I am the widow of a hero of Russia.
I am the mother of the deceased corporal.
My husband died. We are very grateful to you. Thank you again, Vladimir Vladimirovich.
Yes, yes, yes.
I thank you sincerely. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. I am the mother of 4 children, a choir conductor, and recently a widow. Thank you, Vladimir Vladimirovich.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Vladimir Vladimirovich.
Yes, thank you very much.
My husband died in the special military operation. Thank you very much, Vladimir Vladimirovich.
I am the mother of a hero who fell. Thank you. Unfortunately, my brother died.
Thank you for the boys.
I am the elder sister of the fallen participant of the special military operation, Ridjov Artem. Married, raising 3 wonderful future defenders of the fatherland.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Everything is normal
With us.
Everything is good.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. I also want to thank you in conclusion.
Thank you.
New York Post wrote an editorial urging President Trump to resume weapons supplies for Ukraine. For Vlad, the root cause is the existence of Ukraine. Mr. President, we know you understand that the primary obstacle to peace in Ukraine is Russia's aggression. You said you were disappointed in the conversation with Russian dictator Vladimir Putin and that you don't think he's looking to stop. Putin again insisted he was unwilling to commit to a ceasefire until the root causes of the conflict were addressed. For Vlad, the root cause is the existence of Ukraine. He followed your call with the largest drone and missile strike of the war, killing at least one. So why, Mr. President, is your administration punishing Ukraine? The Pentagon has halted the anti-missile and drone weapons needed to protect the civilians of Kyiv. You remember the desperation on the face of the Ukrainian reporter you touchingly spoke to in the Netherlands, her fears for her husband and her family. Why are we threatening to abandon her? There is a belief, being pushed by twisted ideologues, that helping Ukraine is somehow hurting the United States and not in our best interest. This couldn't be further from the truth. Officials claim we have a weapons shortage, but many of these arms were already allocated. Some were already in Poland. Ukraine is paying for them, partly from seized Russian assets and European grants, a stimulus for our industries to make more. In fact, our military can use that money and the intelligence it is gathering from Ukraine's successful resistance to make better drones and anti-missile technology. It builds the foundation of the Golden Dome. But most importantly, Ukraine's fate sends a message to the world about America. Russia is not an economic superpower to be unlocked. It is a dying terrorist state. Putin is willing to spend the blood of his people in a last grasp for empire. If we let him succeed, if we help him succeed, it won't just threaten Europe. It will tell China that our alliances are fickle, our patience short. This is not an either-or proposition, as Elbridge Colby, Under-Secretary of Defense, suggests. We don't aid Ukraine instead of fighting China. We aid Ukraine to thwart them. Russia and China share one strategic goal: oppose the United States. One missile saved in a warehouse today is 50 we'll have to fire in the future because this axis was strengthened. Mr. President, you have had a historic streak of successes. You passed your big, beautiful bill. You won cases in front of the Supreme Court. You're forging trade deals. You also took the bold step to defang Iran, knowing that it would make the Middle East a safer place. Only bombing its nuclear sites could get the Ayatollah to the table. It is the same with Ukraine. Putin only understands strength. He will continue to insult and ignore you if the United States doesn't commit to Kyiv's defense. Reports are that the conversation with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky on Friday went well, and that you talked about strengthening the country's air defenses. That's excellent news. The fall of Ukraine is not a disaster that can be blamed on someone else or explained away as inconsequential. It would destabilize the world, weaken America, and reflect negatively on your presidency. Don't walk away.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comment section. The membership link is in the description.
Rescues every day. We had a guy last week at 6 rescues in 6 days. You know, he's doing the job every day.